Scotty, I'm ready.
Baby, don't worry.
I can always tell when I'm in a different state. Everybody starts behaving funny. Because where I'm from, we wouldn't tolerate it. Like, for example, I was staying with a friend of mine and we parked in the wrong parking space. And so the widow in room 19 decided to block us because she said that she'd lived there for 20 years and that was her space because everybody gets one space per life, and therefore when everybody dies, everybody moves up a notch. It's kind of like when you have a job and it's seniority time, you know what I mean? Yeah, you do. Especially those of you with a job. And then I've had all these people follow me around. Strange stuff.
It's just a smoke machine. It's bolted down.
And then I visited this guy who's dying. He's got Alzheimer's and I think dementia too. And you know, that's that disease where everybody forgets. And the funny thing is that a lot of people forget other people when they move on. Have you ever noticed that? They don't pay attention to each other. They just pay attention to their text messages and what time dinner is and when they have to catch the next bus. I am in a different state. John, you ready for me? You ready for me? Yeah. All right. All right. Well, this is a piece of mine. It's a parody of dueling banjos. I call it dueling shofars. And it goes something a little like this. You all ready?
Hell yeah. Let's
Okay.
do this.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks to John. Joe. Sorry, Joe.
That's badass, man. That's right.
Yeah, I know. Let's give a big hand for Joe. This is a poem of mine. It's coming out on a release called Safari Freak Show Adventure that I'll be touring Denmark in about 12 days. And this is one of the songs from the album, but I'll do it as a poem. It's called 75,000 Miles. In the steam of midnight, I am walking home from the movie house, marveling about the quiet asteroid that nearly pummeled our planet to bits. This, to wit, which our great scientists missed last week, and so dishonorably they wiped their brows and chose not to speak. And you know, it got me to thinking, to honor their mistake, I want to crawl out of my skin, take my skull, hurl it against a brick wall, and watch it shatter into 1 million pieces. Then I'm going to take what's left and paste it all back together again with paste and gum and blood and booze and dirt and see what I can come up with. This is what mortality does to the soul after watching a brilliant blaze burn suddenly cold. And smiling at trouble as if nothing is amiss will just not wash. Thank you. This is a G.G. Allen cover, spoken word version. It's called Bite It. You want me to kiss your ass? Well, bend over, baby. Here comes my foot now. I do not need your cry-ass shit. Tempers rise. Take a chill. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Yeah, you want me to contribute, but all I've got are words for you. All you want is more and more. Gluttony, you pig, you whore. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Yeah, one day when the end is near, I'll be laughing at your fear. One day when there is no one who'll be fucking up my fun. No man will, no way. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Bite it, you scum. Thank you. All right, this is a story. It's about a guy named Buck and this deer that he meets in the meadow. And I'm going to tell you the story in two voices, the human's voice and the deer's voice. And the name of the poem is called Oh Dear. Oh yeah. The deer is named Doe, as in Doe deer. Get it? Okay, I guess you got it. Saw a deer in the glade, in the clear of the shade, as the cars and traffic raced on by. Crept closer across snow-covered ground, made wee little sound. And then she turned her head to me and said hi. In the twilight I just spoke, told a few people jokes, and at first she laughed, and then she cried. Humans can be an annoying bunch. Instead of letting us live, they eat us for lunch. We just want our peace. We want to be left alone. Wake up with the sun and return to the thicket when the dark sends us home. Imagine, if you would, a bridge across the sea, a herd of white-tailed deer running so free. And then beyond the gate of Seth, behold, a field of humans starving to death. And we'd all gather around and watch them utter their last breaths. Later on, we'd sing and pray and feast upon the great white threat that can no longer slaughter us like beasts. After cutting their hides like they've done so much to ours, we'd mount their heads the same way they display us on our antlers. As I looked at her with surprise, I felt a cold shudder fall down my spine. Such acts we commit without deny. As I waved so long to her and sighed, I turned inwardly and cried. Still, for some strange reason, I had a hungering for a venison burger and an order of fries. Thank you. This is sort of a recent piece of mine. It's kind of about struggling, and then somehow or another you kind of break through it all. Really? Now this is called The Greatest Revolution in Birdland. Once upon a dream ago, I was a jailed canary bird. Never thought much about flying, just laying eggs and strutting in line with all those other feather brains. One day I heard a young finch's voice so beautiful, so pure, singing a tune I ain't never heard before. So I asked this finch where he learned that tune, and the finch showed me note for note, line for line. I knew something was different as I felt myself cooing inside. Still, I had this feeling I hadn't felt in years. So I spread my wings and began to fly around my cage, almost clumsily at first. Then I got back onto the perch, directly into the line of fire, much to the chagrin of the prison raven's demonic desire. It was then that I began to sing, and sing loud, and sing clear. Sung a song so dear and meaningful that it rattled the rest of those caged birds. And so it began the greatest revolution in birdland that ever ceased to be. And out of their cages they flew, they strutted, shook a tail feather or two, and twittered and tweetered and cheeped and chirped. And now I fly and strut and sing on my own. I looked around to thank that young finch, but it was already gone, flown the coop. I was glad to have listened, knowing now that I can bail myself out of my nest in a pinch. Godspeed, young finch, Godspeed. Thank you. I'd like to do something a little different now. This is a throat singing piece, and quick lesson for you. Throat singing comes from Tuva in Russia, and primarily it comes from your diaphragm, and it comes up through the folds of your skin. Now you're going to hear 3 different tones, and it's in 4 parts, and it's called Michael Board Weasel Squeezer. Weasel. Squee. 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 Squeezer. Thank you. I'm a big fan of avant-garde stuff. I think that's probably the easiest way I can explain it to some of you. Big fan of John Cage. Um, just stuff that's sort of kind of out there in left field, as they say. Um, and so this is a piece I call Solo for Throat and Spit Stream. Thank you. Now, I like beans. I think a lot of people like beans, but there's like one side effect that, you know, kind of everybody kind of hears that little sound, you know, afterwards after you've eaten beans. But they're good. They're good for protein. Well, this is a poem about flatulence, and it's called Beano. Butt trumpet blows into mouthing frenzy of frantic fretting. And tooting terror. Thank you. This is a tango for any of you over 10. This is a song I call Malach the Watchman. I am in the middle of a room, laughing with idiots, fondly feeling a breeze. A rope of wood slowly slithers down your throat, hangs you by dawn in midnight. Red face, smile, sours blue. Oh, the downtrodden shall rise again. Mad wind of Confederacy blowing, making love in empty fields. City, strange city, hoping not to find my soul in the rundown grocery next to the laundromat. Malach eyes me like a sleeping watchman, listening to me sigh, listening to me sigh. Thank you. This is a poem of mine. It's about living in small towns. It's called neither am I. It's called Reaching into the Gut. To be or not to be a city bird, that's the key. Have you heard the word for a city bird? There is no distinctiveness.